Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Dondi DeVarreaux. I'm your girl, Val DeVarreaux, and I'm accompanied by my illustrious co-host.
And I'm Prince Dondi, and I'm pleased to meet you and glad to see you.
Thank you all for joining us once again today. Today's topic is unrealistic expectations.
Now that's a deep one. I guarantee you that's a deep one. That hits all levels. I mean, it hit every level there is possible. I truly know that to be true, and you want to tell us a little bit about that, huh?
Now, when we say unrealistic expectations, we're talking about men as well as women. But for right now, I'm going to concentrate on the women, and Dondi going to go in on you fellas.
Yeah.
Okay. Be realistic with yourself is the meaning of unrealistic expectations. I mean, if you're walking around looking like Celie, don't think you Beyonce. Because you look at you every day. And I understand a lot of people going to get upset and come out beauty in the eye beholding. But guess what? You beholding you when you look in that mirror. And you looking in that mirror at yourself and you're going to say that, oh, I'm Beyonce. No, you Celie. But you want a man making six figures. I don't know why I don't have... I'm not married right now, and I got to have a man that makes six figures or more, but you making $12,000 a year. That's the unrealistic expectation.
Yeah, it actually is. To be honest about that, that is really something in which we deal with that a lot. A lot of people, and I do understand that a lot of now there's never all of anything. I do understand a lot of men will tell their daughters, "Baby, you are a queen," and you make sure every man treats you like a queen because you are my princess. I understand, she is the father's princess, but she is not the world's princess. No, she is not. So let's get that straight. Let's put that out there on the table. And I've run into a lot of those situations, I must truly admit. And the thing about it, I read it 100%. You understand? I mean, I'm a realist, and anybody who knows me knows my life is an open book. And I'm 100%, and I take it however it comes, and no question about it. And if it's real, it is what it is. I don't shuck it, I don't jive. I tell it like it is. I mean, hey, I've seen a lot of people come to you, and I can tell you about a lot of experiences, because I've had a lot of experiences, believe me, trust me. I've been on the world 3 times, shook hands with everybody at least one time. And that's no jive. So I know, I've noticed that a lot of people will come to you and they will tell you, "Hey man, what you doing?" A lot of women come to me all the time, and I run into them, and they'll tell me, "Hey, I'm worth $1 million." Well, I mean, $1 million. Everybody says that figure of speech, but actually, what makes you worth $1 million? What makes you worth this guy here? And yet still, here you are, you working at Target, for an example. No pun intended for Target people. They're great people, But the thing about it is that Target is good people. But my point is that what makes you think that you're worth $1 million? Because you're making a few bucks, $15, $20 an hour.
I think they pay about $15 an hour.
But what makes you think that you're worth, $1 million?
It's okay to think highly of yourself, but all I'm saying is be realistic with yourself. I had a conversation with someone on my way to the studio today, and she was, venting because once again, she has broken up with another man. Yet another man. You change men like you change clothes. And you don't understand the common denominator in all of that is you. Every man is not bad. And, I know of some of these situations, and I know of some of the guys, and, some of them were pretty decent guys.
Yeah.
And you need to stay in your lane. As a woman, you can't be more man than he is.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about it.
You want to run him and then expect him to stay with you.
Exactly. That's the whole key.
That's unrealistic.
Well, the thing about it, then they'll tell you that they want him to make, if he makes more money, they want him to make more money, because if he makes the same amount of money as she makes, she wouldn't even talk to him. I once asked a friend that. I once asked an associate that before. I said to her, we were just talking, and we went out to get something to eat. I said to her, listen, let me ask you a personal question. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I said, I want to know something. If you were in position, you made money in which I make, and I made money in which you make, as right now as a people. I mean, I know we're friends now and all. I told her at the moment. I said, but honestly and truly, what you had taken me out, what you had actually looked over and touched, I wouldn't have looked at you a second time. And that was, it was straight bold, and it was right to the point. And I really loved that. She told me, I want to look at you a second time.
Wow.
Can you believe that? I was amazed. I'm thinking to myself, wow. You know, I mean, it was nothing bad about it. She had a Chevy. She had a Chevy car, and it was dented on both sides.
But you gave her a play,
I gave her a shot because she had a pretty smile.
Mm-hmm.
She saw me at the lights. She pushed over at me, and she waved again. And 3 lights down, constantly waving. And I said, well, let me go ahead and just wave. And I gave her my number, and she began to call me. And I said, well, let's go have a drink. I don't drink, but I mean, she wouldn't have had a drink. And she was like, man, I mean, I guess I was in a dented up Chevy.
You see, she wouldn't have looked at you.
She wouldn't look at me again. And
at least she was honest.
She was honest. So, I mean, I'm saying, I asked her, I said, what is it that you expect? And I asked her, I said, what do you work at? She says, I do home care.
So she was a home health aide.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said to her at that moment, I said, well, how much are you making pretty much a year? Yeah, she's making minimum wage. Yeah, and I said to her, I said, well, what is it that you expect, you know, for you and I relationship to do? What do you expect us to do? And she says to me, well, I mean, I expect for you possibly to be my friend, and we find out if we can go farther. And if so happen we go farther, you know what I'm saying, you can help me get a better car, and you can help me get a better apartment. And,
well, what you bringing to the table?
That's what I was.
What's in this deal for me? Because so far, all you done said is what I can do for you.
And I was looking, and I said, well, what is it that you can do for me? And you would be surprised what she told me.
What did she say?
You don't want to know.
Please tell me.
I don't want to
tell Doctor, please.
I'm going to tell you. She said, I'm going to give you some of this bomb-ass pussy and this bomb-ass head. And I said to her, oh, I get that anyway.
Dottie ain't right. He telling
I get that anyway, every way. She said, well, you can try mine out, and mine may be better. I said, what is that?
Everybody think theirs different.
Everybody think theirs is
Everybody think theirs is it.
Well, what does that come in at? I mean, I'm thinking, I'm sitting there looking at her.
I think it's just a woman thing.
Well, I don't know. I'm sitting there looking at her.
And you know it be lies that y'all done told anyway.
No, because I had just met her. You know, I mean, it's like something.
I'm saying some other ninja done told her lies.
Yeah, it's true. Baby, maybe the best I ever had. Yeah.
Right.
But it's like, I'm sitting there looking at her, eating a $116 plate of mine that I got to pay for. I'm looking at her every mouthful that goes in her mouth. I was blown. I'm looking to myself, wow, you actually sitting up telling me this with that Chevy did it on both sides. And you eat
ain't nothing wrong with a Chevy, y'all.
I'm thinking to myself, I love Chevy. Now, Chevy is one
okay.
I'm saying hers was did it on both sides. I can't even tell you what kind it was, but I know it's Chevy. But I'm telling you, I love Chevy, though. But I do. You know, I drove Vet for years. I've had 8 Corvettes. Okay. I love Chevy. Chevy's an awesome vehicle.
And let me put this disclaimer out before we go any further, because last week we got a couple of haters. Yeah. But this show, this is not intended to offend anyone.
Right, exactly.
The opinions that we express in this show, these are our own personal experiences. These are our own personal views, and we're not targeting anybody. And like I said before, if you are of the faint of heart, this ain't the show for you. This for grown, mature, grown and sexy folks. Okay, this ain't for nobody that's meek and mild. And, oh, hush your mouth.
No, this is out and open. This keeps it 100.
This grown folks talk.
It's real. So anyway, she was eating this $116 plate, which I'm about to pay for.
Of course you are.
I'm gonna stress on that. So she was telling me, and once you help me get an apartment, I'm telling my mama.
You didn't have to get a car, an apartment.
She told me,
one day.
Yeah, you're right. So she's thinking to herself. She said, I see you can help me get an apartment, help me get a better car. Help me. I'm thinking to myself. Only one thought was in my mind, I tell you. I swear to God, I'm looking at her, and she went to the washroom and came back. I'm thinking about how I can fuck the food out you.
You so ignorant, Daddy.
I'm thinking to myself.
Y'all, my brother's ignorant.
I gotta be honest with you. That $116 meal right there is gonna cost you.
Because you know that's about all you finna get, bro.
That's all you got. Matter of fact, I'm about to not even take her home. I'm gonna take her straight to the hotel. I'm gonna take her to the hotel and kick her ass right out after this all over. Because she let me know what side her bread is buttered on.
What is it? What is it, though, that makes people feel like, I mean, I'm all for being self-confident, having, high self-esteem, but at what point do you come to reality and just be real with yourself?
Well, that's
you gotta be real. You gotta be real with yourself.
Well, a lot of people will never be real with themselves. I mean, there's guys too. And
that's why they ask by themselves.
There's guys too now. That's real. Let's get that straight now, because I do know Some of those guys go and rent a car, and every week they'll rent a car, and you say to them, say, hey, man, look here, man, you got nice credit. Why don't you go and buy a car? I don't want no note. They'll tell you, I don't want no note. I said, well, after you die, it's going to be a note to come to your house, some kind of note. So what is it that you're paying every week to rent a car, if that's what you're doing? You rent a car, you try to trick this woman and tell this woman that, you know, you got this, you got that, you got that. And she don't have that much either. She's lying to you, and she'll tell you how she lost her stuff in a divorce and a breakup and all this here kind of stuff. And then she'll tell you that I have a buddy of mine that's a truck driver, and he just run into a situation like that with a young lady, in which he run into. He meet her, he says to her, he says, hey, how you doing? So she says, look, she said, I want you to come pick me up. She said she moved to Hyde Park. She said she had a 4-bedroom house in Beverly. He said, so he's like, she said, well, I got divorced. She said, I divorced my husband, and I didn't want to be around him no more, so I sold the house, and I moved over here in Hyde Park. He said, so he thinking he coming to Hyde Park. He said, nice. He said, he goes down there in Hyde Park. He sees a little basement, little dingy old basement that she's living in. He said, you walk inside. He said, look at here. He said, you walk inside. He said, like a kitchenette. He said, you walk, I'm telling you, he just told me this. He said, you walk inside. He said, the mattress is right there off the kitchen door.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, she walks, well, you know, I mean, they offered me a 2-bedroom, but I didn't want the 2-bedroom. You see what I'm saying?
You didn't want that.
And so she making $300,000 a year.
Oh, my.
He said,
for real?
He said, you making $300,000 a year, but you living in this right here. He said, man, he said, it was dusty and musty.
Oh, Lord.
He said, man, he said, but she was so fine. He said, I'm looking at her, I'm thinking to myself, well, what you doing? I said, well, you know, the pandemic, you know, really just took a lot of stuff away from me.
There
So
you go, man. On the
so
pandemic.
here I am. Now, she told us she was on. He said that she had to lay off for a little bit because now she's gonna get back on her thing. So now she was making $300,000, so she's making half that. And you know, he says, she told us, yeah, well, I want something to drink. So he said, okay, well, what you want? And she told me, he said, hey, man, he said, he slipped her shoes on, ran on out there, got a little drink, and come on back there. He said, she's sitting up in there smoking some weed, telling me, can you do me a favor? Because my bank card done locked. He said, what you want? She wanted a 35 or something. And he said, dude came to the door, knocked on the door, he gave her $35 with him.
Oh, she had pre-ordered it before she even asked him.
She pre-ordered the weed. She pre-ordered the weed. He sit up there.
That's pretty good. She a girl that know what she want, right? She going straight for it.
He said, now, this ain't no 16-year you were talking about. He said, because, you know, I like women 40 and over. That's him. That's my buddy.
So she was grown.
My buddy don't talk to a broad that's under 40 years old. He will not do it. And he's always been like that. He will not talk to no baby. So the thing about it is that he talked to her. She said she was 46, 47 years old. And he talking to her. He said, so she's sitting up there smoking the weed and laughing and talking. He said, yeah, I can't deal with no man unless the man going to go ahead and do something for me. And he said, yeah, well, I understand. Yeah, my car done broke down. He said, she had a Cadillac Seville. He said, you know how old the Sevilles are? He said, the old Seville she had. He said, he looked in the back. He said, 3 wheels was on, 1 wheel was off. This real talk. Talk. He said, she talking about the mechanics supposed to have been fixing it. And he left a couple weeks ago and he came back and she gave him $600. I said, man, come on, man, you should have walked up. I said, I almost called his name. He said, man, I said, you should have walked up out the house. You should have walked up out the house there. He said, no, I came to get what I paid for. I'm telling you. I
paid for a drink,
he paid for a drink for weed. He said, I'm going to ride her ass. That's my man told me.
I ain't mad at her.
I told him, I said, you out your mind. He said, man, I'm telling you. Here, she sit up in there, man, talking about some, yeah, I know I'm fine. I said, these young girls on their ear. I'm so fine. He said, man, so I looked at her, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. You 50 pounds overweight. I said, you wrestle with a bigot, huh? he got caught right there. He like, I said, well, how big was she? He said, she like 5'5", 5'6". He said, she was sitting at about 175 pounds. I said, okay. He said, but she was carrying it well. He said, man, he's out wrestled with the bigot that night. He's out wrestled with it, everything. Everything was all good. He said, I got up the next day, and he said, I was leaving out. I said, you know, I got to go take a load to Atlanta. He said, she said to me, look, you know, I need you to do me a favor. He said, he thinks you're going to drop him off.
Another favor.
And he said, all right, well, what you need? He said, I need you to go ahead and give me $350. This is trip. I said, my mouth was hung. He says, give me $350 because I got to pay the mechanic. And then the lady down the hallway, she keep on begging me for $100. I said, well, did you question it? He said, I was like, hold on a second, let me go to my car right quick and I'll be right back with it. I said, what happened?
Begging for somebody else?
He said he went to his car. He said, he's still gone. I said, you did the right thing. You did the right thing, man. He said, she still ain't seen that 350. He said, she blew his phone up. I don't blame him, though.
I ain't mad at him at all.
That is straight crazy. You know, stuck the man up for weed and you stuck him up for a drink and you know, lied to him and got him down in a musty, dusty, rusty kitchenette. And now you guys were $350 on the way out the door.
Oh, wow.
Man, that was crazy.
People, feel free to call in if you have any comments, questions, or concerns. 872-307-3828. 872-307-3828.
Exactly.
Feel free. If you're on live, feel free to leave your comment. We'll talk about it. But I'm just wondering, where do they, and then they get an attitude when people leave them alone.
Yeah, of course they do.
You know?
But that's the thing about embarrassment. See, the thing about it, you keep it real with yourself, you stay in your lane. But it's okay. It's not bad that you're poor. But it's the thing is, it's bad when you want to stay poor. The main thing is to put a plan together.
Right.
Because nothing works just overnight. There's no question about that. Everything you see somebody with something, trust me and please believe me, they put that, there was a plan. First of all, it was a thought. Then they put their thought together. Once they put their thought together, they went ahead and ran that plan. Run that plan. You see what I'm saying? If that plan failed, then they did plan B.
A lot of people don't have that kind of mindset,
but,
though.
Yeah,
you know, they want
they
something for nothing.
You'll never
don't want to work for anything. It's so many scams and stuff going on out here today.
Look, one thing I know, you can get success too soon, but you never can get it too late. You never can. You never can get it too late. It's always in the nick of time. You could be a young fool with it, or you could be an old seasoned person with it. Trust me, you know, and then you're going to keep it because you've been through something. A person who's never been through nothing, it's easy to say, you know, you want this, you want that, but you don't understand what the person is. So to think about it, like a lot of young ladies, they'll say, okay, well, let me go with this older guy because I know he got money. Right. But to think about it, you think he's going to hand this money out just give you the money? No. It took years for that man to get that money.
Absolutely.
Trust me, it did. So to think about it, when he's splurging with you, right, he's splurging the goods with you.
Right.
But the thing about it, took him a long time to get that money. Or older woman now, older woman, you see her, she got her own house and her own cars and stuff like that. You think you're going to slide up inside her house and, you know, and tell her what time it is. You're not going to do that. That is not going to happen because the thing about it, she worked for that.
Right.
And anything you work for, you're going to treasure a lot more so than a person just give it to you. That's a fact.
Absolutely
you are going to get with it. So, but you have to get a person that's on your level. You can't just walk out of here today and say, okay, I work at McDonald's, but tomorrow morning I'm going to be over here with a person that's got $10 million. What do they need with you? What do they need? Honestly and truly, what do they need with you that they can't get out of somebody else right away? What is your quality? What is your service? What service do you render that's that high? You have to remember, say one thing about, okay, well my money kept for my services, okay, we understand that, but the thing about it, you must take steps in order to get your steps in there in order to get with that person that has that. You're not going to just come up there and just get it right, jump in the car with a person right now off the top, you don't have anything to offer. That's foolish.
Some women, they have that expectation. I know women personally. I ain't talking to nobody don't make six figures. Well, you ain't gonna be lonely. You gonna be lonely.
Well, I got this to say to that.
You gonna be lonely.
If he makes six figures,
what you make?
What do you make?
You making $12,000 a year, but
exactly.
You
so all this going out, nothing's coming in. What is that going to do?
Right.
What is that going to do? So the fact of the matter is what that's going to do. That's going to present a problem because think about it. You're going to try to drag him to the pool house, and he ain't going. Not even at gunpoint. He ain't going because he's probably been there before. He's not going. So the thing about it is that you've never been there. And the fact of the matter is that you're trying to achieve something. And what you're trying to achieve is a steal. You're trying to get something for nothing. You're trying to beat somebody. And the thing about beating a person, let me explain one thing to you. When you beat a person, you better bring two bats. You know, because they're going to beat the hell out of your ass, too. That's a fact. Because you're not going to get that for nothing. You're not going to. That's foolish to even think that way. You must think of a plan to get yours. That's the whole key. That's what makes you, you know, a better person. Because you're a female don't mean that you can't accomplish things. We have a lot of great women who accomplish great things in life. So a lot of women say that I want a man to take care of me. Why do you want a man to take care of you when you can do it yourself? You can do it. You can literally do it yourself. Is that you don't want to put the elbow grease in. You don't want to put the work in. You don't want to take off the fancy stilettos and put on some downright boots and get down and grind with it.
They watch too much reality TV.
Yeah, well, you know, understand one thing about it. That's exactly what that is, reality TV. And those people that got on that reality show, they got on a reality show because the fact of the matter is what they did is they got with somebody they knew and put me on here and do this buffoonery. And there it is. And there it is, no more, no less than that.
Yeah, and that stuff is scripted, and it's messing a lot of people up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are taking that to heart, like this really had a game go. The game don't go like that.
No, it doesn't. And you won't get it like that. Now you may believe that you were going to get it like. You're not going to get it like that. I tell you this: if you try it, you're gonna buy it. It's gonna be a bad thing for you, because the fact is, every time you go say, well, you're gonna take 3 steps forward and 18 steps back, and please believe me, it's gonna be like that every trip, every time you do it. It just won't work. It won't work because the fact of the matter is that you're not putting it into it like that. You ask, but you're not asking with the intention to actually have it and to hold it and to keep it. You're on the beat level. You're on the beat thing. There's a lot of guys like that. They'll come and drive a woman's car. Oh, I know a couple situations. They'll come and drive the girl's car, and keep the woman's car forever, and then ride around, pick up another fat booty woman. Then they go to their buddies' house, tell them it's their car, how they came up, and they'll lie about that. Then they'll go back and get a couple more things, which she bought them, or I'm buying this, and they'll lie to the woman and make the woman think, okay, well, I got to get on this level because I see he's dealing with a woman that's on that level. He gets to call her to go in here and commit fraud. Do something bad, what I'm saying, try to get up on him if she like him like that. And it'll be, the thing about it is that it's a facade. It's truly a big facade. So the thing about it is that when you actually try to get with a person, you try to build something, you must know this person. You must know this person. This person must know you. And you all must get together and coincide on how to make a plan work. It's okay to get with a person and you all are doing plans together. You all don't have to be lovers, you all have to be boyfriend and girlfriend, you all can be friends, but yet still have a plan that'll help both of you all come about of poverty. And that's a great thing. That's a very great thing to do. But a lot of people don't like that, though. They're like, oh, well, if I'm not sleeping with her. Well, the thing about it is that then that's another hand of problem. Because now you're going to see her on another side, and she's going to see you on another side. So then it comes another problem. You have to push past that. You must have different type of expectations. You got to be have reality with yourself. So you got to be real with yourself before you real with anybody else. Because I tell you one thing for sure: when you look in the mirror, you don't see me, you see yourself.
That's the whole problem right there. I don't know where the disconnect came with people, thinking that they more than they are. I mean, so what? You have a master's degree. You're still working an entry-level damn job.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
I used to sit next to people with law degrees, and they were making the same damn money everybody else would make.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
That's true.
I mean,
that's true.
That piece of paper, sometimes, unless you're in that field, which 9 times out of 10 you ain't in that damn field.
That's the mass majority of the time.
That's just a piece of paper.
That's mass majority.
Exactly.
I once talked to a guy.
You ain't a scientist.
You
ain't an engineer.
I once talked to
you ain't none of that.
You
just basically got a piece of paper.
This doctor told me this. Matter of fact, he's a professional man, and he was doing such a great job. I must truly say, he did a job on my brother. As a matter of fact, my brother had got shot, and he came in, and I saw the doctor. And he came in. He had a nice suit on. He was driving a Porsche, And he came in. I saw it out the window. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a Porsche man, And I saw the Porsche. He came inside. He says, "Good morning, everybody." He comes in there and he walks around and he touched my brother on his shoulder. "Are you all right today?" And he flashed his light. If he went in his pocket, got the light and flashed him in the light. So I said, "Man, just look at this cat. Watch his style. Look at his shoes. This guy here, he owned like mighty strong." So I said to myself, I'm going to ask him. So I asked the doc, I said to him, I said, "Doc, I'm just curious. I said, I don't want to be too personal. I just want to know." I said, "How much you make a year? $2 million at least?" He said, "Well, I'm a specialist, and doctors really don't make that kind of money unless they are specialists. They sent for me to come and to do this work on your brother." He said, "But to answer your question, he says, being a doctor is my second job, actually."
Oh, wow.
I said, "Really?" He said, "Well, it pays very well, I must admit. But, actually, I do real estate." And I'm like, okay, I'm looking at him like, really? He's like, "Oh, yeah, by all means. My mom and dad wanted me to be a doctor. My dad's a doctor, and my mother's a doctor, and they wanted me to be a doctor, and I'm a doctor." He said, "But I make way more money in real estate." Wow. And I was like blown away, like, wow. He's like, "Oh, yeah." He said, "I'll pay for that car right there at one closing." I was shocked. I was like, wow, because the thing about it is that sometimes you're just doing something because you like doing it, or you were told to do it. But a lot of times it's not just what your actual career is. Right. So, I'm sure he makes a lot of money because he's a specialist.
Right.
But the thing about it, like he says, what he makes in real estate is amazing compared to what he makes being a doctor.
Wow.
That amazed me. I was like, wow, that made me look at things totally different. I was saying to myself, wow, okay. Yeah, so sometimes you don't do. You may have a PhD. I know a person got 3 masters. She has 3 masters and not mastering anything. You know,
Mouse got textbook.
She's. Yeah, I like this friend of mine. She's a very good girl, and you know, she has 3 master's degrees, and I have a buddy of mine who has a doctorate, and I'm telling you, he drives Uber.
I believe it.
You know who you are, man. You my man. You cool and all that. And he's a very intelligent guy, but he drives Uber, and she has 3 master's degrees, and she was working at a you know, school. I won't say which one. She worked at a school administration, and now she's she's trying to do a lipstick thing on Instagram or something, and she has 3 master's degrees. So it doesn't matter what your degree is like that. The fact of the matter is, I told her, I said, well, you know, you must find your passion, and I didn't mean to go and find no lipstick that you're doing and try to sell it, because now you may be starving to death. And I hope that's not the case with her, but I think that you should find your passion, and sometimes your passion is not the thing that pays you either. You know, don't get me wrong on that. You have to find what's going to feed you, what's going to be the bread and meat. You know what I'm saying? You have to find that. That's the very important thing, to find that bread and meat. You know, that's what we all looking for. And, you know, don't get me wrong either, because when it comes to the person says, okay, you got to stay in your lane, and it's, okay, well, I got to reach higher. And don't get me wrong, for the man and the woman that says, okay, well, I'm trying to reach for this guy, this woman right here to take care of me, whatever. I understand you reaching for, you know, you're reaching for a meal. You know, actually, that's what you're reaching for. And you say, okay, well, I'm reaching for a career. No, you're not getting a career in another person. But you are reaching for a meal. You know, like a woman said, oh, I'm reaching for this guy. And they say, call them gold diggers. Oh, I love you all. I must say, I love you. Gold diggers, you all are great, and I love you all.
Why?
I do. I respect them.
Why?
Because they got more heart than the one that's sitting on the sideline just crying about it. At least they go swinging. They swinging.
Okay.
They swinging.
At least they going for
At least
what
they going
know,
for
right?
it. You may get shot down, but I tell you all this. Now look, I'm not a big sports fan. I am not. On no level. I want you all to know that. But I will tell you this. Think about this. I'm going to give you all something to think about. I'm going to give you something to grow on. Dig this. If you ever watch baseball, right? Notice, the one who strikes out the most is who? He's usually the home run hitter. He's usually the home run hitter. The one he strikes, the home run hitter usually strikes out more than anybody else, doesn't he? Now, I'm not a baseball fan, but I checked it out enough to know that much. You know why? You know why? Because everything that he swings at, he's trying to knock it out the park. And that's true. So when he get a clip of anything, he get clipped it, he knocked that ball straight out the park. So to think about it, it's okay to be a swinger now. But everybody can't be that either. So hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling all you all to go out there and be a swinger.
Oh no.
I'm not telling all you all to be a swinger, because all of you, everybody can't do the same thing.
No.
Everybody can't do something. But I'm saying stay in your lane. Don't have your blinkers on now.
I think that's the thing. People don't know what their lane is. They're delusional.
Oh, you truly know what your lane is. If you've been out here enough.
Some people are just delusional.
They've been hit by those 18-wheelers enough.
I have a girlfriend that she says she gorgeous.
Well, yeah.
She says she is not settling for anybody other than a 6-figure, high-value professional man, and she's gorgeous.
Well, I tell you this is honestly and truly.
She lives in Roseland.
Okay then. Not to say nothing bad about Roseland. Roseland is a great place.
I mean, but is that an unrealistic expectation?
Yes, let me get honest with you. See, I don't know how she looks.
I mean, honestly.
I don't know how she looks. I can't say. You know what I'm saying? She may be gorgeous. Some people maybe not. But my point is, if she's gorgeous, then God bless her. But my point is, if she's not gorgeous, if she's just delusional.
You know, what you think of yourself is not what the world thinks of you, as you said.
Right. Well, I understand that.
You can think you're gorgeous all day.
Yeah, but the thing about it is,
but if you waiting on that 6-figure man,
look, I tell you this,
driving
gorgeous
that 6-figure vehicle,
gorgeous
to
is,
come get you.
Gorgeous is what gorgeous does. If gorgeous don't do nothing, can you take that gorgeous to the bank? I've seen more fine ones on the bus stop than I have seen them ugly ones. And them ain't no lies. So the fact of the matter is, if she feels that way about it, why hasn't she rose up and got those 6-figure men like that then? Why hasn't she done that? And she said, I'm going. Okay, you may be going. Like I say, your mom and daddy may tell you you're a queen and you're a princess. You may be a princess and a queen to them, but you are not to the world. So the fact of the matter is that
that's what I'm saying. They be delusional.
Well, that's true. But the fact of the matter is, you must understand one thing about it. Everybody ain't stupid. Shit. Everybody are not stupid. And the thing about it, you got to remember one thing for sure. If you keep it 100 with yourself, you'll find yourself growing faster.
I think that's what it all comes back to.
You will
being real with yourself.
You being real with yourself. You
got to be real with yourself.
You find that's like if you sit look in the mirror. Don't get me wrong, and there's no offense to nobody, but I mean I keep it the way it is. If you look in the mirror and you see yourself being fat, You are fat in the mirror, belly big, hanging over your belt buckle, jaws all the way down, touching the floor. You're huge, and then you're gonna say you're gonna put on some stretch pads. You are bogus, plain out and simple. And you don't just want to put on stretch pants, you want to put on some stripy ones.
Oh, Lord.
Lord, you gonna look extra wide. Now, come on, we all know them people. You want to put it, and then your ass sit out so wide, you can actually step wide load on it. Let's get honest. Come on now. Let's get serious. Not like Eddie Murphy in the movie Nutty Professor. When he was like, he was a Nutty Professor. He was a smart guy. He had all the tricks and trades of being knowledgeable. But then when he became, the other person, and he was Eddie, and he was dressed up in those sharp suits, and he would get spandex.
Buddy Love.
Right. So the thing about it is that he actually that was something he wanted to be. But the thing about it, the other real big guy was a cool, subtle individual. He was big. So sometimes you got to accept just what is yours, and you got to use what you got. See, look, I can't be you. And you can't be me. But I tell you this, you may not want to be me, and I sure don't want to be you. But my thing is this, I could be the best me I possibly could be if you just let me be me.
But the thing, because my friend asked me today, I was just sitting here thinking, why am I not married?
Well, I tell you why. I don't know your friend, but I tell you why your friend is not married. Because they have too many expectations. If you really want to just get married to somebody, you go out into a person and she throw that thing on him, however, and say, hey, look, let's get married. And he going to say, okay. Somebody going to go ahead and accept that proposal. Somebody don't want to be alone. Somebody going to say, okay, they need somebody. Help, I need some help. Somebody say, I need some help, I need somebody. Somebody going to say, okay.
But she don't want to help nobody. She want to marry that six-figure guy. She
want
the man with the 6 figures to come take care of. Because she's gorgeous, man.
Man, let me tell you something.
That's what did these.
First, you got to be a pretty woman.
Well,
that's first thing in the door.
They think they're going to be some prostitutes out here and bag a millionaire.
Man, let me tell you something.
And a millionaire ain't going.
Hey, let me tell you
She
something.
ain't looking for you.
Nicole, what's her name? She did that. And Nicole Smith, she got a lucky boy like that to beat her. And she called hell. She called hell trying to get that billion. And I don't think she ever got hold to that billion either. I think his son held off from getting that money.
But
she got
something. Then she had to split it with the judgment, but she still made out of like
she made way more than she'd ever made any time other. But my point is, let me say this to you. The thing about it is that God blessed women. It's true, He blessed men too. God has blessed us all, has given us all. It's how you use that blessing. And the thing about it is that if she know how to use that thing, God, more power to her. And the thing is that a man is only going to pay what he wants to pay for it, if that's what you're selling. The thing about it, we don't own it anyway. We just leasing it and borrowing it and renting it anyway. That's what we're doing to it. Now, the fact of the matter is that who want to pay what they want to pay when they're going to pay for it. That's the truth. And I tell you this, one thing for a sure fact is that catch him on a good day, he may pay $1 million. Catch him on a bad day, he ain't gonna pay a cent. So the fact of the matter is that you got to catch the right one at the right time. You see, I tell him, I said, well, if you're looking for that, where are you looking for it at? Because I'm gonna tell you one thing for certain fact, you're not gonna find just a six-figure guy living down in Roseland. And I love Roseland, yes I do. You're not gonna find him living down in Roseland, and then he's gonna go ahead and pick her as a bride. That's an impossibility. That's not gonna happen. That's highly unlikely. Let's put it like that. He's not going to be a Roseland and he making 6 figures and he just waiting for your friend. That ain't going to happen. Your friend got to go where them 6-figure people are. And matter of fact, I think, I don't know how old your friend is, but your friend got to maybe reach way up into age where he about 95, 96 years old.
Oh, Lord.
So you got to, you got to get his money to somebody. He don't want the state to get the money when he dies.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I mean, hey, she's still getting it, though. She'll still get it. But my point is,
take his dentures and clean his dentures and put them back in his mouth. Don't put the pen back on. I'm sorry. That's what you're going to have to do. Because if that's what you want, that's what you're going to have to do. Because ain't no younger, able-bodied man, like you said, if it come down Roseland, look for you.
No, he's not.
He's not.
No, he's not. It's not going to.
With your gorgeous self.
It's not going to happen. But the thing about it is that you must also keep in mind that, hey, look, you're going to get what you want. Now, me, myself, I got to be honest. I paid for everything in the world which I've got. But I never got all I paid for. And that's a fact. Because sometimes you find yourself in life wanting wanting something, and when you get it, it's not what you thought that it might have been. You find yourself like, man, that ain't what it is, man. It should have been this. But then again, you get it, and you say, okay, now I'll settle. You find yourself settling for a situation. You find yourself settling, and we all do that. We all do that. A lot of times we run into 99% of the people. I would say 99% of the people do settle. We settle because we can't get exactly what we actually want in a relationship. We figure, okay, well, that person's going to be good to me, so I'm going to, you want somebody just to be good to you, okay, then settle. If you say, I don't give a damn whether they be good to me or not, I'm going to find out what I want. Now, you may spend a lifetime on searching and find on your death day, but you got to put yourself out there in order to receive what you're going to get. You know, you can't hope that it's going to just show up at your doorstep, because it's sometimes it might, but then very seldomly it'll do something like that. The chances are highly unlikely for that to happen. You must push yourself out there. You must get to where it's at in order to get it. How do you catch a bull moose? You got to go where they are. This is a fact. So, you know, I can't say whether she's gorgeous or not. I've never seen her, but I guarantee you once I see her, and I'm going to let you know whether she's gorgeous or not to me. And and if she's not gorgeous and I meet her, I'm going to tell her she's not gorgeous. I'm going to say, hey, cut it out. Stop playing, you know. Stop playing, you know.
I tell you one thing. I wouldn't, I mean, you know, you gorgeous to yourself. All I'm saying is be realistic. Live in the real world. You know, I can be gorgeous to myself. I can look at myself all day in the mirror and say, you are gorgeous. That don't mean the world see me that way.
Yeah.
So be realistic with yourself.
Well, you know, a lot of people are not trying
and
to.
And they have to. That's why they alone. That's why you by yourself. Talking about why you ain't married. That's why you ain't married.
And I look at it.
You unrealistic.
They're looking for something that's
not
that's
there.
in the rainbow. Looking for the gold under the rainbow.
Right.
And that's not going to happen, man.
You know, and somebody told me, you got to like and love who like and love you.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's so true. But then sometimes a person who like and love you, you don't like and love them. That's the majority of the time.
Well, that's, yes, I mean, but I'm just saying, like, give a decent guy a chance. Don't be putting these labels on guys and these requirements. They got to have XYZ when you don't have XYZ.
Yeah, but that's
you don't make six figures, but you won't date a guy unless he makes six figures.
That's my point.
So you're gonna be a lonely woman.
Yeah, but they don't. The thing about it is that they figure that, hey, he's the man and he should. That's when you want. That's when you women want a man to be the man, and I don't get that. That's one part I don't get, because now you want him to be the man and you're the woman. But other than that, you want to be the man. You know what I'm saying? You want to be the one that's in control, the one that's in charge. That's what I don't get, because they always say that. Well, it's equal relationship. Well, if I spend the most money, I'm going to be the boss. Mm-hmm. If I spend all the money, I'm going to be the boss of the relationship. There ain't going to be no even. We even. No, we're never even. Look, I go by the golden rule. He who has gold rules. And if I got the gold, I'm ruling.
Oh, that's the rule.
That's the first
time
rule.
I heard that one.
The golden rule is, if I got the gold, I'm going to rule.
Okay, right. I like that.
Golden rule.
It makes sense, don't it?
That's the golden rule. He who has gold rules.
That makes sense,
that's
too.
True. That's a fact.
It definitely
How you going to tell me, here I am sitting up on a bag, and yet still you don't have a cent, and you going to tell me how I'm going to do? No, you going to sit back, shut up, and do what I tell you to in any position I tell you to get in. And if you don't, your ass will be out of here and somebody else will show up.
They'll be
like
here.
What Beyonce say? She said that to the left,
Yeah.
Man.
There'll be another you here in a minute.
In a minute, that's right. In fact, she said, in fact, they'll be here in a minute. In fact, she said, in fact, they'll be here in a minute.
For sure.
And that's real talk.
Go make the rules, because she kept that box right to the right. When she told all these broke women to get men out the house because he cheated.
Yeah.
Her man cheated and she stayed right there.
Because she was a smart woman.
See, that's the thing
she
about
let
it.
y'all pick their money out of life.
Exactly.
And kept her money in the life.
That's them trying to live into the fantasy world.
Right.
They believe in what they hear, not what it actually is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it actually was, he should have kicked his ass out of there. Oh, it's over with.
She's got her word.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. See, they go
that
about
was
the
just
music.
for entertainment.
Yeah, they going for the music.
That's what these women don't understand.
Put a ring on it. Hey, there's a lot of women I like. I ain't gonna put a ring on it until I'm ready to put a ring on it. When I put a ring on it, then hey, I put a ring on it. But then again, what make you think I'm gonna treat you right because I put a ring on? I may put a ring on you to shut you up. I may put your ring on just to shut your mouth.
Right.
And that way, look, you got a ring, and you go on back in the room and go back in the kitchen and cook them grits. You got a ring, go on cook them eggs and grits, bacon. Whatever. Say you got a ring. If that makes you happy, let me go buy a whole bunch of rings tonight. Is Walgreens still open?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, women, we got to be realistic in our expectations.
Yeah.
You got to think about, what do you bring to the table? What makes you a good candidate for a man?
Right.
The same things you're expecting of him, do you possess those same qualities? And a lot of us, we just don't. And it's like you said, we feel like just because we giving him some, we're entitled to this. But like That's amazing. Said, everybody got some.
That's amazing, man. And it really gets me, because really, actually, I understand you put a value in your body and yourself, and that's a great thing. That's a beautiful thing. But the fact of the matter is, now you can be disrespectful and putting value on yourself like that as well. But yet still, if you'll accept the disrespect, then it's fine. But you can't come to me and tell me, well, I deserve $1 million. Where you go find a person who's gonna give you $1 million for it? Because I don't think no one's gonna give you $1 million for it. You never even had it. Since it's so great, why you don't have $1 million? It's nowhere in the world. I don't see it. But hey, I don't like nobody who's doing it. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is, you're gonna have to be reasonable. You're gonna have to be reasonable.
That's the thing right there. You gotta be reasonable.
You have to be, if you're not reasonable, then the rest of it's not going to even matter. You're going to have to be reasonable. And that's in all situations. Even situations you don't want to be reasonable, and you have to negotiate. That's everything in relationships, marriage. Everything is going to have to be reasonable. You have to reason. That's the whole key.
Do guys, let me ask you this now, do you know guys, or do guys feel the same way women feel about expectations? Do they have things that they expect, from women that are like unrealistic?
Men are very funny creatures, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna tell her like it is. Guy can have a woman don't clean the house up, nasty, sleazy, bummy, cheesy, greasy, the whole nine, but will step his ass out here into the world, and he will tell everybody else that he wants a woman that's cleaning up the house, a woman that ain't doing this and going to church every Sunday. And you look over at him and say, man, I know you got to be playing, because your woman is a bum.
Really?
But I promise you, men do this all the time. Now, I know some women do it, don't get me wrong, but men do this most of the time. Men will do it. They will accept, man, look, they'll walk us out of the house, cheesy, greasy, wheezy, you name it. And she'll be have hair sitting on top. She'll have a wig sitting up on top of the kitchen counter. And he'll accept that off of her. And he see somebody else doing it. Man, I wouldn't have no woman like that. Man, look at here. Let me tell you something. He'll go home and accept that. But he'll come out on the street and tell a woman what she got to have. I'm 99.9% of those kind of cats. I know a lot of them cats.
I work with a lot of guys, and they, we be at work and they see a woman. My woman got to be a size 5, and she got to look like ooh, and then when you get to the Christmas party, you see a wife and she looking like
size 23.
Are you serious?
She's 22.
She's
34.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Are you serious right now?
And she
you said you had to have a size 5.
And she's a well-elephant. Or an elephant and whale. She's a well-elephant. And you gonna tell her like you gotta have a 5.
I promise you, it never failed. I was so amused every year. I couldn't wait for the Christmas party.
But that's how
they sit up there every day critiquing the women.
Yeah. Oh, she
I wouldn't have a woman look like that.
Don't have one with chip polish.
Woman look like a monster.
Yeah, that's right.
Their wives come up in there for the Christmas party.
Breath stinking,
like straight monster.
shoes ran over.
I'm like, ooh,
Oh yeah. I trust
you. Where y'all come from with this?
A lot of men lie like that. They lie like a rug. But
really?
Me myself, I'm telling you like it is. Hey, believe me, she gonna be tight. She gonna be airtight. When I deal with her, she gonna be airtight, baby. Ain't no question. You gonna have your swag on. Ain't gonna be no question about it. I'm telling you, something must be like a bull move. She's like, damn, your woman is hot. It's musty as hell. Where the hell that come from? Glued on socks. Is that the back of her feet? Was she going to get her feet done?
Oh.
See a lady come out with chisels going to the back inside the place.
Goodness.
You see the black, crusty, musty, rusty. You like, I can't believe that's your woman. And he be just as quiet as a church mouse.
Yeah, all the guys at work would be real quiet when their wife becomes to the Christmas party.
Exactly.
They wouldn't say, this would be the loudest mark in there. Yeah. And then when it gets to the Christmas party, they just sitting there.
Quiet
I would be rolling. I had me a shot of apple crown and ginger ale. I'm clowning there, cutting up, cracking up. I'm like, look at you.
Hey, look here. I was in a supermarket one day, And this guy know who he is. I was in a supermarket, so I had on a fit shirt. You know, I'm kind of a little bit in shape myself.
Just a little bit.
So I'm inside of the supermarket, and they had those seasoned burgers, and I told my buddy about the burgers, and a couple of my buddies said, man, we're going to get some of the seasoned burgers. So we ready to go there and get the seasoned burgers, and he goes there, and his wife is in the store. So she's standing up with a cart. Now, so happened, I did not know she was in the store, so I said, man, I'm trying to go to the right side, but she got the right side locked in. I try to go to the left side, she's halfway out now. And I try to go, I said, oh, let me back up, and I'm going to go around. I went all the way around the other aisle, come up the other aisle, and she come down that aisle, but I got to move out the way because she got most of the aisle taken up. So I walk over, I said, oh, man, this is a cat, he laughs louder than everybody else, talk louder than everybody else, talking about his woman in shape and that, but he a big old joker himself. But I say nothing about big people. Don't get me wrong about it, because you got some big people. I got a big partner of mine, he a straight player, straight boss, and I'm telling you, he has some beautiful women. But anyway, I come past, I said, man, why don't this Wellington move out of my damn way? And I look at her, she's looking, and everybody, she couldn't even get it out because her tongue and heavy was all up in the throat, profile, necks and whatnot. And I look over, and he's in the back jumping up doing like this. He's waving. I said, man, come on, man. I said, get behind this tow truck, man, and push this big old tow truck out of my way. And he's like, oh, man. He doing this, like he praying the signs of God. So my other buddy stand over to the side. I said, man, come on, get this big woman out of my way. If it's a woman or was a whale or what. I'm going hard on her. So my other buddy he hanging on to the cans, just laughing, because he knows his wife. I didn't have no clue. And he looked over, and I said, thank you. I come past her, thank you there, biggin. I come past her, and she look over at me with an evil eye. She get an evil eye, and she clench her fist up. I think that was her fist goes so big. And when he looking, and he say, hey, Prince, this here my wife.
Ooh,
and I was stumped, so I come out of there real smooth. I can't eat crow, so I look at my buddy. I say, the gym still got memberships, and I hold on to that. The gym still got memberships. You can go ahead and join 2 for 1. She said, I be damned. I said, no, you be fat. You be real fat. My boy said, man, you didn't talk about my wife. I said, I ain't talking about it. I just say something wrong. If I said something, my buddy said, man, we'll be fighting if it was my wife. I said, come on, man. You wouldn't be doing nothing but in that kitchen cooking. She's like, she can't leave in 5 minutes while you cooking something big as she. You ain't got time to fight. You got to be in there cooking. You told me your wife was a little tiny woman.
Oh, just lying.
He lied to me.
He
lied.
Lying.
She was so big. I said, man, why does he drive these great big old trucks and they be leaning down on the passenger side? And that's why. Because she was huge like that. But see, he always talking about, I don't want no great big old woman with no ugly feet. He always tell her, I'll sock you up like a biscuit. He always say that about women. But this guy's woman was so hideous for as looks-wise and the bigness of a man. I'm talking, you could put her in a circus. So you could get some paper from that one, man. She was big and she was ugly.
You are brutal, Don.
She was big and ugly, man. Hey, if you try to come to me and tell me you're not big and ugly, I'm gonna tell you like it is. You be big and ugly, or little and ugly. You just ridiculous. I'm gonna keep it 100. I mean, because you can say anything you want to say about me. I mean, but let's keep it real. Let's get honest about it.
But they think they are gorgeous.
Yeah,
you know
they may think that, but people in hell think they get ice water.
But I'm telling you, I know I got some friends.
I believe that.
I just talked to my friend on the way here, and she talking about she gorgeous.
I want to meet your friend.
Okay.
I want to meet, because your friend ugly. I'm going to tell her. So, I mean, hey, please don't be embarrassed, because I'm going to keep it 100 now. You know me. I'm going to keep it 100. If she's ugly, I'm going to say she ugly. If she decent, I'm going to say, you ain't decent. You all right, but you ain't that. Come on now, she ain't that. She all right. I see the picture. She all right. She ain't nothing gonna make me dig down in my bankroll with her, going to the bank and break the bank. I'll give her 100.
I just wonder. Dondi is brutal.
I give her 100. Hell no. She get that 3. Hell no.
She ain't gorgeous.
I was telling about a broad there, the young lady I was dealing with. Came to me. This is real. The young lady, I mean, hey, look, I tell you my life open book. So I get on And I'll tell you my life. I saw this young lady. I was going to this fast food place. I won't say the name of it. I was going to this fast food place, so I see her, and I look at her. I said, "Oh man, she looks nice, man. She had on these jeans. She wear them. They look good in them jeans." She turned around and she laughed. I said, "Ooh, Lord, I'll go around with that brown." So she been all over, and she know I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the thing, and she was there with her cousin. And I'm looking like, ooh, wait, this look real nice. So I said, man, got me a young thing, about 25 years old. Somebody can have some fun with, no problem. So I'm looking at that thing. She laughed. So I said, look at you. Well, who you with? I'm with my cousin, no problem. I said, I tell you what, I pay for your meal and my meal, so we'll pay for both our meals. So we got talking and whatever, whatnot. And she come outside. I don't want to like the car. Well, okay, no problem about that. She didn't want the car. So finally, we exchange numbers. I give her my number. She give my number. And we get talking. So finally, all of a sudden, I said, well, look, let me cut the BS. I'm not with the bullshit. Let's get to it. I said, I don't see no future in this young broad. She talking really silly and dilly to me. Think about it, I just want to go ahead and knock off. I was telling my man, they one of the producers, they always tell him. And I said to her, I said, well, I'm going to knock the broad off, man, because she look real nice. So I was remember I was telling you about it. Right. You remember? I said to her, I said, well, she said, just text me. Because, I know they're not intellectual like that, them young ones.
Right.
They want to text you, like they can hide and text. So I'm like, okay, I'll play that game. I'm texting, I'm at the crib, I'm like, man, get late, I get horny. Get late, I get horny up, So I said, the hell with it. I said, look here. I said, I'm not trying to, be your boyfriend and date you and all that. I said, I just want to take you to bed and beat your guts out. So I said, okay, what is it going to take for me to do that? So she texted me back $300. Something. She texted me $300. Ha.
That's what you responded.
Ha. I laughed and threw a big old smile on her face up and I said, ha. So finally I said, stop playing. I said, let me call you. So I called her on the phone. So you can tell, where you live? So I give her the address. She slid on over. She said, you have Duce? I said, Duce, hold on a second. So I went to the cabinet. Y'all be calling you off for liquor because I don't know that. I keep a lot of liquor. I don't know. So I go to the liquor cabinet. I Duce, I'm reading the Duce. I'm like, how does it look? And she told me, she tell me how the bottle look. So I said, yeah, I got some of that stuff. I got Duce. Yeah, this I got it. So she's like, you don't know what liquor look like? You trying to be fussing? No,
he ain't no drinker.
I look at it. I said, I got a, what is this, a fifth? I said, a fifth of it. Come on. Oh, I'm on my way.
Oh, yeah, she coming now.
So she swing on over. She's in my house about 25, 30 minutes. So as she come on over, get to talking and going back and forth, she drinks some of that Deuce and she's walking right down. Whack ass. Ooh, Lord. I said, that must be sweet liquor. I don't know. So she drank it right down, filled the glass back up. Wow. I'm looking, it was short glasses, but she filled it right back up like a shot glass right down. So she really get down. So she's smiling and grinning. So I'm on to stop that grin and drop that linen. So I tell her, I said, and I got my shorts on, so I'm sitting put a cigar in my mouth. I sit down there. I said, so what's happening? So she said, yeah, you got my text. I said, look, I ain't reading all through that text stuff. Get down to it. What's happening? So she get talking about, yeah, when y'all get bills, I want to pay another. So I just pulled my shorts off, throw the thing in her face. Ooh, yeah, we're going to have a good old time. I said, look, I said, go ahead and take your clothes off, dance for me. Let me see something. Make me excited. She takes off her top. She got a bra on, and it's holding very thin thread all the way through the bra. Look like you just pop it and break the whole bra.
Oh, my.
She had some boots on, had a safety pin in the boot. Panties look like they dingy as hell. They they've been washed so much until they just can't get the color right.
Oh, no.
She got 2 mixed match socks on.
Mixed match socks?
She had 2 mixed match socks. One was Mickey Mouse, one was Donald Duck.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm like, okay, look, I'm sitting like, what's going on?
How old was she again?
25.
Oh,
so she bent over, I smacked that thing, stick my thing in it, smell it. So, oh, it's good enough for eating. There's no problem. I better go ahead and deal with it because she kind of cute. So I reach up and grab my head, and I see the ponytail put right next to the hair. It's not even on the hair, put together like some of the women do. I said, oh, shit. So I told her, I sat back for a second. I said, you know what? I'm not going to give you $300, but I'll give you $100. She look at me and say, why you ain't gonna give me? I said, look here, you not even worth $300. You got a pin in your boot.
Oh,
your bra look like it'll pop right off.
Oh, my.
I said, and your panties are dingy, but you smell good, smell clean. You got cheap perfume on, I admire that. But the thing about it is that if you're going to come and get $300 for me, baby, you got to be worth $300. I want to see your underwear worth $300. Don't tell me, oh, women, now come on, I bought underwear for women as gifts, and they've been $200 and $300, $400 underwear. So don't try to bring me that, oh, it don't cost. Yes, they do cost like that. So when you come to ask for something, make sure that, hey, they're going to be worth that.
Make sure you worth it.
Make sure you worth it. Because, one thing about it, if she had pulled off had some sexy stuff, I said, oh, yeah, I got to pay this. I know one thing about it, I'm paying for just the underwear alone. Her socks was mixed bag, Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. You know what I'm saying? Where the hell
I
you get that from?
can't believe it.
I'm like, so I told her, I said, well, look, I said, I'll give you 100. So she looked at me and grabbed her sweater. Come on, I said, yeah, maybe 100 to you, but I'm worth $1 million. I'm just giving you a deal on 300. I said, all right, then I sat back through the cigar in my mouth, pulled my shorts up. I'm looking at the TV, and she got to the door. I said, show yourself out. She turned around and said, well, so you don't give it to me on ones, huh? I said, you know, I'm back over here like a rat eating cheese on She took that 100, no, did she?
Yeah, she wasn't no fool.
She took that 100.
She was not no fool, baby.
I said, where your cousin now? I ain't let her come in and get another good deal.
Ooh-wee.
Ain't no lie. That's real talk. Ain't no joke. I keep it 100. I've been around the world 3 times again with anybody at least one time. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't got no shame in my game.
The moral of this story is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, indeed.
Be realistic in your expectations.
Exactly. And be worth it.
Be worth what you asking
for. Exactly.
You can't ask for no 6-figure ninja.
Right.
If you know, you a 4-figure woman.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't.
You can't. You cannot.
Because I'm not going. He ain't going.
Right.
I'm not messing with no 4-figure ninja.
Exactly.
I'm just not.
Don't try to go.
I'm not messing with nobody 12,000. Now I make 6,000, 6 figures in the dough. I'm not messing with you.
So that's like a person going to McDonald's talking about, oh well, I want to do the fries, and yet still you don't even know how to cut the boxes up in the bag, but you want to do the McDonald's favorite fries.
Right.
Oh, now you gotta graduate to them fries now. You know that's honest. That's even on that level. I understand that you have to graduate.
And it's okay to have, self-esteem, and it's okay to think highly of yourself. You're supposed to. You're supposed to have self-confidence.
You got to be realistic, though.
But absolutely,
you have to be realistic because you're not going to say, okay, well, you 25 today, you're going to wake up tomorrow and be 40. No, you may feel like it, but you're not going to be 40.
You're not.
You gotta stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. That's right. And
don't be over here trying to be in the Maserati lane and you in the Chevy lane.
No. That's what Chevy again.
Don't do it.
I love Chevy.
Don't do it. We love Chevy, but I'm just saying.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So, you got any closing remarks, Dondi? We're nearing the end of our show. We hope that you have enjoyed it today.
Well, I mean,
any words of wisdom for the ladies?
If it's not broke,
don't fix it.
There you go.
Do not. And my closing remarks are, be realistic.
That's true.
You are not Beyonce. Don't expect Jay-Z. Okay? I'm just keeping it real. Keeping it 100.
Yeah, that's
Do
true.
not.
That's
if
true.
you look like Silly, you better be expecting Mr. Okay, we're going to wrap up the Dondi and the DeVarreaux show. I'm your girl, Val DeVarreaux.
And I am Prince Dondi, and I am so happy that you're here along with us. Okay?
Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Again, you can reach us at 1-872-307-3828 if you want to leave any comments, questions, or concerns, or if you have some topic that you want us to cover. We will gladly mention your name on air, and we will gladly cover your questions and your topics that you want us to cover.
Exactly.
Until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Stay safe and stay loved, stay healthy.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Peace out. Peace.